Good evening, everyone. It is such a pleasure to see you all and to welcome you wholeheartedly to this, um, you know, people who write shall have a special place in heaven. Because that's the poor part of it. No, but the value that they add to our lives, to our sense of self, our sense of place, our sense of history, and our understanding of what might help us to chart a future. Those who write of our story, are people who have a special place. And so I know that you join me in congratulating right at the start Professor Errol Miller, whose work we're gathered here this evening to witness the launch of. I'm Carrol Narcisse, and I will be helping to pilot this evening, this conversation, this exchange, this sharing, this remembering, and this renewal of hope, because I believe that what we will hear today will help us to remember how great we are, how great this nation is, how much it is capable of inventing, reinventing itself, no matter our efforts sometimes to undo the things that we have created. We are a resilient people. And so this evening, we are gathered, as I said, to help to celebrate with Prof. Miller the launch of his book. You know, we can't do much or go too far without help and support. And what more important help and support than the divine? We this evening shall have a feast of discussion, reflection, celebration, and helping us with that discussion, reflection, and celebration, we shall hear from the Most Honorable P.J. Patterson. We shall hear from the Honorable Bruce Golding. We shall have a launch address from Sir Hilary Beckles. We shall also hear from the Honorable Dorothy Pine McClarty and Reverend Dr. the Honorable Burchell Taylor. So you will agree with me that this is going to be stellar and stimulating. And I hope as well challenging, because we are given to complacency. We are given to taking things for granted. What we shall hear this evening shall remind us that everything that we have gained before and since independence can be lost in the twinkling of an eye, and has come very close to being lost more often than we care to remember. We shall hear, and let me just pause to just recognize everyone who is most distinguished, and I'm not going to begin to name names, except Mrs. Sharon Miller at front, because we know that there is no accomplishment that we have except with the support of those who love us and our family members. But I recognize all members of Parliament, past and present, all distinguished educators in the room. I recognize my mother, Mrs. Cynthia Graham, who Professor Miller will tell you more than once took him into his office for a few words of guidance and counseling, and so she would not have missed it for the world. I recognize as well members of the judiciary, of the bar, members of civil society, all who are gathered, family members of Professor Miller. We welcome you and thank you for joining us this evening. So this book, Elections and Governance, I was saying to Prof. Miller, You know, many people write, and what they write are academic treatises, you know. They are turgid, they are voluminous, they are hard to get through. Not so this book. In fact, as I read, I was at times moved to tears. I was at other times bursting out with laughter, and people thought, what is the matter with you? Because there are funny bits about who we have been. There are sad bits about who we have been. But I've also, at different points in the book, felt an immense sense of pride at the innovations that our people have wrought. And so as I read it, I thought, this, in the age of Netflix, shall make a good movie. And you know, people say books do more for your imagination than movies do. And it is true. This book has both elements to it. It's fast-paced, moves at a clip, has lots of short, sharp, interesting vignettes, and also it stimulates your imagination, the what if, the what could have been, the what was, the what has been, the marvel, the missteps, the disappointments. So if it were to become a movie, it might be called Back from the Brink, parts 1, 2, 3, and several others. But enough from me.